Heather, we are so back with the Hey BigHead show, and we have a full house today too. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, because you made me wear this stupid fucking hat.
You look fantastic in that hat. I got these on Amazon. I'm working on doing my best Rip impersonation from Yellowstone. Clearly, I look like him, but
Oh, I like how you changed your outfit from last week, and I did not.
absolutely, nobody cares. Nobody cares about what we wear from episode to episode. But just
earlier.
in case,
We did today, and I didn't bring a change.
that's okay. That's all right.
Calling him out.
We have the three lovely ladies from my favorite podcast, the Three Stride Pod. You've seen them on the posters, and now you can see them
You've
live
seen
in person.
our studio on their Instagram.
Yes,
We've used your studio more than you guys have. That
absolutely. You have.
true.
You absolutely have.
Okay, I'm done with this hat.
All right, you had a good run with it. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. This is the first time we've had this many people on at once, so I apologize about holding the microphone. I know it's going to get a
It
little
did have a
tricky.
stand that Laura
I'm
was
used to it.
angry, so she kept ripping.
I wanna make some sexual things go on. but
Exactly, exactly.
Oh,
You
too
were
easy.
straddling the
It's too easy.
stand for the microphone.
Yeah,
and,
it's too easy.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
she broke it off, literally.
Yeah, a lot of displaced anger.
So, fun fact, actually, I am the engineer of your podcast.
Yes.
Engineer Andrew.
I've been known by the name Engineer Andrew. But now the tables have turned. This is a little different. I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't like it.
You don't like it at all? I don't-
No, not one
Laura
bit.
needs control. She needs
She
that
does need
control.
control.
And she doesn't have it.
I'm white
controlling the
knuckling this
conversation.
mic right now.
I will say this. Okay, so what is your guys' podcast about?
Well, first of all, let's introduce each
Oh,
one
sorry,
of them first.
sorry. Good.
So
Well,
in
we
the
know
middle-
them.
Yeah. We know them very well, but in
I
the
wanna
middle
have
we
control
have
back.
What's that?
She's
Wants
going to need
control
to
back.
trade places
Laura's
with you
like, I'll
soon.
sit at the desk and take it from here. Thank you.
By the end of this interview, yeah, Laura will be at this
Laura will
desk.
be like inching behind you to like kind of get
Every time they pan back to Andrew, Laura's slowly getting
closer and closer. She's pulling your chair out.
She
She's
hates
like,
it.
you're going to need to send this raw audio over to
I
me
need
for
to hear
final
it.
edit.
Yeah.
All
Laura-
I see is like little like mathematical equations like in front of me right now of like how unscripted all this is and
Laura
how it's
actually
not following the
sent
right
me an
format.
outline of what she wanted the interview to go with.
Look, here's
she did
no.
not. She did not.
I asked him if he was going to send questions prior.
Yeah, you're
And-
prepared.
so
You're in the
just to
audio
be-
world. You
Like,
understand.
she's the president. She
So I
wants to
just wanted
greenlight him.
to
PR
know.
team had to go over 'em.
Just wanted to know. And then Andrea said, you don't want to be a little bit off the cuff? I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. That's fine. That works for me.
Were you sweaty when I
Timestamp
answered that?
off
Were-
the cuff.
Were you a little sweaty when I when
A
you read
little,
that?
a little sweaty,
Yeah.
but yeah. Oh, I'm already.
Yeah,
you can tell
a
me I
little bit.
came straight from the barn.
You came straight from the barn?
Yeah, that's what.
okay, well, we're
can
giving
we
away what
backtrack
her-
and introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Let's do that. So in the middle we have Laura Fernandez. She is. Are you the creator of the Three Stride podcast, or did you?
No,
co-create it with all three of you?
She
created
keeps it running.
we created it all together,
Mm-hmm.
and so again, introduction: Molly Heroy
Molly Heroy.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. Hello.
Anytime.
and
And of
Julia.
course, Julia Hansen. Hello there.
But no, we created it together. So the Three Stripe podcast. Now we're on our 4th season. I think.
That's crazy. You guys have been doing that much?
Yeah, we've done. I think we're close to over 140 episodes.
What? Okay, you know what's funny is I hear that podcasts, if they don't make it past, 3 months?
I thought it was episode 10.
Or episode 10,
Yeah.
it never happens.
Yes,
And you guys are still going strong.
that's because I'm running it.
Can you run this podcast?
Laura is the driving
Wait, can
force.
Laura run this podcast?
How dare you? First of all,
To-
we're in need of a new co-host. So, ladies,
To give a little bit of background on the podcast, we've all been friends. We've all been in the equestrian world. We do jumpers, so show jumping. Dabble. a
That's where
little
the
bit in-
horses jump the bars, right?
Yes, jump the poles. And so we were all, Molly and I had pretty much a monthly standing dinner. We would always go out to dinner, talk about life, everything. And Julia was actually trying to get in on this dinner. And then one time she just crashed.
I did. I made it.
You
That sounds
literally
like
were
something
like,
Julia
I'm
would
not
do.
getting invited, so I'm just going to show
I was like,
up.
where are you guys going?
Yep. It was a very windy day in Las Vegas.
was,
And we had dinner at
True food.
True Food. And we were just sitting there and we all just said, let's start a podcast. And within that, within the next day, we had a logo thanks to Ryan Heroy, Molly's husband.
who's
an-
very tall.
Yes,
Very
tall and very handsome.
Very handsome man.
You should see his hair now. I'm making him grow it out.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Heroy, very handsome. But we just went all in, and
Isn't that crazy how that happens though? Like you just have an idea and it sparks. That's how Raisin Vegas happened. Literally, I had an idea. I hit him up for a logo and just made it go. You just go.
That's the best and only way things get off the ground.
You just go.
You do. You have to move forward, and we were all in it. And I've always been in the audio world, and especially with my career now, we do so much in the podcasting. So I was able to get a lot of advice. We had acquired, so I work at SiriusXM, we had acquired this Stitcher Studios, which had developed like Conan O'Brien and a lot of really great talent. So when we developed the concept, when we created the logo, what the podcast was about, which was all about finding the humorous side of the equestrian world, a lot of equestrian podcasts were
What does
really
equestrian mean?
Equestrian?
Equestrian's actually anything. It's like from the word
Horse-related?
equine. So any equestrian can refer to like any type, but we're pretty specific into our jumping world.
But we were able to do not only, it was amazing because we had the support of, with Molly's husband Ryan, with the graphic, we got a website. I mean, it was like logo. Everything was done within less than a week. And then
Easy.
Julia is incredible with social media. My husband, audio background, he edited each podcast, and I will tell you, spends 2 hours a week doing it. So we had all the resources, and then we actually were able to send it also to like the producers of some of the top name podcasts, like to get their point of view too. And they've given me, and which I've shared with Molly and Julia, like the feedback we've gotten. But every episode we just get more and more comfortable, and it's just so much fun because I love audio as an outlet for like a social media standpoint.
Sure.
Because it just doesn't interrupt your daily life. It's easy, and it's a lot more fun than just building out, like, for me, social media. And also in my career being in audio, my boss was always telling me I handle travel at the company. She was always like, you got to do a travel podcast. You got to do this. I was like, no, I want to do something that I'm truly
Passionate about. It's like you'll actually do it.
Horses, love it. And it's really, I mean, it's built a awesome audience. I mean, we're like averaging, which is cool, 700 downloads per episode.
That's crazy. Good for you guys.
Majority of listeners are definitely more on the West Coast, but we have a big chunk on the East Coast.
We got some international listeners as well.
Yeah.
That's dope. The more and more you guys do it, the better it's going to be. Like that's just the way podcasting goes. I think people want the instant gratification because we're in the instant gratification era where if by episode 10 they don't have at least 5,000 viewers each episode, they're like, nope, never mind.
Yes.
And you can't be like that. You got to just keep going and hustling and go.
Yeah.
So you're at episode 140-ish right now.
Yes.
How much prep time goes into each episode?
Well, 0 for Molly. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
none.
kidding. No.
11 minutes.
I would say the prep, maybe about spend like 20 minutes, like putting together the different outlines and like what we're going to talk about. I send it to then Molly and Julia. And then after the episode, I write, I'm the one that posts on our hosting platform. We use Buzzsprout, but actually SiriusXM, I don't know how I missed this, but SiriusXM had acquired this hosting platform called Simplecast. And I just found out we're going to get a free subscriction to it. So
sweet.
it's going
Bonus.
to save us like $15 a month, and because they want to use us as a test pilot. So we now have
That's fantastic.
a new
She's like, I'm finding out information about the show.
I know. New hosting platform. So that takes a second. But the real time that comes into is like what we do here.
And
then
scheduling.
And scheduling.
Yeah.
Scheduling. And then Julia does such an incredible job. I don't know how long that takes you to do each of our posts. Because you spend a lot of time
Julia
creating
handles
the
the
reels.
social media side of things, at least after the
She's our social media.
guru. After the clips are edited by JC, they get sent to you. Is that right? And then you just cut them up and splice them and
Yeah, well, this
upload 'em?
last time, because we're just starting to incorporate video now. So I've been going through 30 plus minutes of video
Oh, that's the hard part.
and like picking
Your
out
job got harder, didn't it?
picking out sections I want that show Molly and I, and then going to Laura's video of 30 plus minutes and picking out that same section
Sure.
and then editing it and doing all that. But it's fun. It's
this
cool
looks
to
so
like,
good.
It looks
yeah,
really
it's
good.
cool to kind of add something new. And I have fun on our TikTok and, do some trendy stuff there. And so it's like,
I'm glad you're able to incorporate the video now because
Yeah.
you all three have such a fun dynamic, and
we're beautiful.
And you're gorgeous.
Yeah, everyone wants to look at us.
Obviously. So you might as well get those faces out there. But it's another attention grabber. It's, one thing to just, hear your voices and the way you engage with each other,
but also
now
to see it,
now to see it, especially
and I
on
think
social
people
media.
can then hear it on social media and be like, oh, that's funny, look how funny, like where they might follow us because they know us or they know us from the horse show or whatever, but never actually take the next step to listen to the podcast until they see it and hear it and they're like, oh, that's funny, let me go listen to it.
I honestly think podcasts, if I'm being true, is it's better to almost have the video because the videos are what's going to get people hooked in.
Yeah.
Video is going to be the best way to get
and the
new
little
subscribers.
clips is how I've found like all my favorite podcasts.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Those clips of like Theo Von, where I'm like, this guy is so. I never would have sought him out. Like I think of it,
exactly.
Like I'd look at him and think like, oh, this is like more aimed towards guys. But all of his little clips and stuff that would go around social media
funny.
were so funny that I was like, I have to listen to this. Now I'm like check his podcast like every day. I'm like, is there a new episode?
You're
I'm
gonna
obsessed
laugh.
with him.
What podcast am I addicted to? Why am I addicted to it?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
You really know her
The
well.
Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast,
yeah.
New Heights. I love it because I learned a little bit about football, but they
Go
are
Birds.
just so funny.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Nice hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just so funny. I really think
They are. And I think, and I can tell you from even the company that I work for, like we've made such big investments into the podcast universe. Like we not only produce 300 plus of our own original shows that are top rated, but we also have made these partnerships with Smartless, Call Daddy, so the whole Unwell Network, Audio Chuck, which is crime junkie. True crime is the top genre.
really.
It's a top genre.
People love their
for
true
all.
crime.
Oh my
That
gosh.
used to be all I listened to.
Oh, true crime all day long. So we actually just acquired this new podcast called Rotten Mango with Stephanie Sue, another big true crime for actually Gen Z. But what we are doing as a company is not only selling the audio components, but then also selling the YouTube. Like now the YouTube extensions are a must buy for advertisers, is that they need to have the YouTube. And then also what I really want to do, all of us really want to do with the podcast, it's just a timing standpoint, is to do live recordings.
Yeah.
Like you look at, I was driving on the strip last night and totally forgot this was happening, but Crime Junkie with Ashley Flowers, they're doing a tour and they're going to be at Resorts World.
I love that they're doing those shows.
Oh yeah,
I think it's so fun.
Daddy, Alex Cooper. I mean, she sells out. Like she's selling out at like $150 to $300 a ticket.
It's crazy to watch that whole podcast go from what it was to what it is now. It's
Yeah.
insane.
She is. I mean, we SiriusXM, like I did the deal. It was funny. I made an announcement about Call Daddy, and people were like, "Congratulations, Laura." I'm like, "Oh, I don't touch this at all." I love a LinkedIn post though. We paid her $125 million.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Well, we talked to. We have not. We have not gotten to the point. We now have a media kit, so we are going to start monetizing the podcast. See where that goes. Like it's a little tricky. I mean, we don't even bring a podcast on for SiriusXM until it has like 500,000 monthly downloads.
So we're almost
We're
there.
very niche. It's
You're
fine.
getting there. You're
We're
getting
almost
there.
there.
You're on your way.
But we do now have a media kit, so we have ad options, and that's really our next step. But I love, there's this podcast called Ologies with Allie Ward, and she started and she's like, I was a reporter, I was a TV correspondent. She goes, but I didn't make money until I started podcasting.
It's crazy, like the whole digital world, like the amount of money these influencers make just off their
Nuts.
content is nuts. They get paid from Instagram, YouTube, then they get paid from brand deals, then they get paid for like
LTK, then they get paid from.
crazy.
Yeah.
So how do you, if you're
Shout out
just
to F1, by the way, for hiring.
we love F1 here at the Hey Big Head Show. For those people that are just starting off in podcasts within the early stages of it, how do you sustain a successful podcast that's quality, that has quality content, while really not making any money or very little money in the first year, 2 years, whatever it is? I know it helps having outside jobs or other sources of income. Obviously, not relying.
Yeah, we
solely.
definitely need outside jobs.
Absolutely.
I think it has to be something that you really love, truly, because you have to want to come back and have something to talk about over and over
Week after week.
to keep you going, where you're like, okay, I'm taking this time away from my work or my husband or my kids or
to do it.
to do this.
Like we really, like I now view this as this is my time to be with my say friends. Like, these are
Three.
my sisters. Like,
Yeah, you're leaving him out, man.
I always
Or
forget.
I'm sorry, you're leaving Molly out. It's just me and Julia, clearly. But continue.
Sorry, Molly.
No, to be here with my friends, like, and we're so, if you are so passionate about the topic you are discussing, that is the most important thing. And I mean, we could truly, if we're not here in the studio, the three of us are constantly texting straight through the day. Like, there is not a moment where we do not have equestrian tea to discuss. And if we were able to share all our equestrian tea, like,
Wait, what are you guys even teeing about? Like, oh, this horse did this, or like,
Drama around the barn.
are there drama around the barn with other people?
Yeah.
Heather, imagine
Is the drama really that high?
Oh, it's insane.
it is equivalent to
That horse is bigger than my horse.
season of Real Housewives.
Yeah, it's like Real Housewives
you could
vibes.
ever imagine.
1,000%.
I feel like
That's
having
the
to
same
do with
way
the
with
horses.
influencer world.
Yes.
If you knew
Yes.
It's the
real
same.
fucking drama behind these influencers,
Exactly.
you would be like, oh my God.
So in terms of flexibility with the podcast, it's hard to have a full-time 9-to-5 gig while still trying to find
and a family. Molly is
family.
like, literally, she runs her own business. She has 3 kids.
So Molly,
And a handsome husband.
Explain,
And a horse.
Explain
And
what
a
you do
horse.
outside of the podcast world here.
Well, everyone here that has listened to our podcast will realize that I have 3 kids because I'm always either getting sick, or getting better. Like today, I already had to walk out once. I'm like, I'm about to hack up a lung again.
Oh, it's like one kid gets sick, you're fucked.
We had over like Thanksgiving 18 days in a row of somebody either throwing up or shitting themselves. So
Bro, I
that's-
don't know how you do that. Do you guys have kids?
You just
I know Lord.
no. You
Yeah, I
just,
can't do it.
Do I?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sure someone.
None that she knows of.
You have a dog.
She's got some barn cats. So I have a business that I have an online store that I manage, obviously do all that from home,
What's this business?
as well as a physical store
What's your
that
business?
attends all the horse shows. I'm getting there.
Don't be shy.
Make me cough. Sorry. So it's a tack store. So all the equipment that we need for our sport, from helmets to clothes.
It's where you should have gone before this episode.
Clearly, I should have. I
So you
shouldn't. I will
sell,
never
like-
shop on Amazon again.
Stuff for the barn.
Yes.
And the horses.
Everything. from
Heather, ask
socks
for
to helmets.
average price point.
Okay,
Ask
so
her, you want to know
hold
how
up.
much?
No,
guess how much
no,
the
I
pants
actually
are.
do know because JC one time told me about his Poshmark, about how husband sells wife's clothes.
JC, Laura's husband, has a Poshmark account.
He
does.
It's amazing. He sells Laura's clothes.
Yeah,
and he has like 5-star. He was so proud of this Poshmark because what is it called?
The horse husband.
The horse husband.
Does he have
And
good reviews?
He has great reviews because he like sells them for so cheap because he
He
doesn't
sells them
realize
for like a tenth of what they're worth.
because he
He
doesn't
sold-
realize what they're worth.
He sold a pair of Parlanti boots.
Which are $1,100.
Wow.
For how much?
For $20.
Of course, he's got 5-star reviews.
These horse girls are like, JC does not know what he's doing.
Pants, same. Like, he goes, these
I just
pants.
love that JC is at home taking pictures
And just
of
like
your
making
pants.
up numbers too. He's like
Here's
20
the thing,
bucks.
I have never seen a dime. And the thing is, and this all
Like put a bag of clothes and say, JC, have at it.
No.
He goes
He's
through.
selling. He's like, which one can I sell today?
It started where I had some clothes and old tack, like girths and like bridles in this box that was just sitting there. And he was like, it's been there for a year. I'm just going to sell it. So that's where it started. And then if I was like leaving stuff out, he was like selling it.
If Laura left a dirty pair of pants on the floor, he's like, well, those have been there for 5 days.
Oh yeah.
$10.
They get a deal. They get a deal.
So if you want any horse clothes,
The horse
Just
husband.
start
horse
buying
fun.
from JC.
That's what I was gonna think, and I was like, "What's on there?"
I know. I've given you a lot.
so funny.
I've given you a lot.
That's so funny. I do have a question though. Do all of your husbands go to the barn and like help with the horses?
Hell no.
I know JC does because I've seen his Instagram.
JC does it for the photo op.
Oh, he doesn't even care.
It's just for his
JC's
content.
For the selfies.
Wait. JC's
Just his
just petting
content.
the horse and being like, I worked at the barn today.
Yeah, he's no.
Throws a 50-pound bag of grain over his
He's
shoulder.
like, "Get it."
He's like, get it.
Hold on. I think there's a picture.
Takes a
of him
selfie
on
and
it.
then
He
drops the
literally
bag.
put it up today. I think.
Sits in the stall with contacts like, leave my baby.
Yeah, he's like ranch time.
Wait a minute. There's look at
Stallion
Yeah,
blues.
Good for JC.
He's literally up there.
He
the perfect way to start the day, hanging out at the ranch.
The ranch. He has ranch gloves, everything. That's Contact. He does help with the grain. He does the grain. He does the supplement. And Contact, my one horse, really likes to play in water. So is like automatic. Oh,
9:40 a.m. today. Yeah,
I taught him how to lunge Contact. Not even lunge. Free lunge Contact today.
So this is his one photo of him petting the horse.
Yeah,
pretending
so-
like he's
oh my
working.
gosh.
He packs it up and leaves.
Okay, does your husband help with the horses?
He, I mean, he'll go to horse shows because he likes the vibe, and every once in a while, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm going
He
to the
put
barn."
the halter on the other day.
Yeah, he did. He's like a silent
So
studier.
halter-
Okay,
is-
I have a really good podcast video idea. All three of your husbands have to come to the barn and set up your horses.
Oh, that would be
should
really
do
fun.
that.
And then the winner, you all have to go to dinner one night, and the winner has, or the loser has to buy the dinner.
Oh my God.
that.
We can't warn them though.
No, we
No,
have
no,
to
no, you
just
just need
bring
to-
him out and do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And be like, hey guys, we have something we're gonna do, some podcast content. Can you guys come to the barn? And then I'll
Oh.
come help film it.
Oh my God.
Because I think this is gonna be so funny.
would be
we
good.
have that'll be like viral. I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
We can make a YouTube video.
Yes, I love that.
That's good.
That's
Ryan
good.
actually knows more than I give him credit for.
I feel
Who
like
do you
Mike
think
does
will win
too.
this competition? Whose husband will win?
Probably Ryan.
Yeah, he's been.
More so than JC?
Because Ryan has what like she
Didn't
has
you just say he doesn't come to the barn at all?
he doesn't but he's also when I'm going to the barn it's like I'm like I got to get away from these kids so you're staying home with 3 kids.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I tack up myself. We don't have grooms at my barn where Laura has multiple horses and as we've discussed is a bulldog in the sales room.
She's also a bulldog at the farm or the ranch.
Sometimes. Depends on who you ask. So she has grooms that tack up for her. So I feel like JC probably doesn't stand there and watch the grooms tack up. Whereas like
Yeah.
if Ryan does happen to be at the barn, he's watching me go through the steps to tack up or tack down.
Yeah.
So my vote would be for him.
I'm going to agree because here's the thing with JC and the horses is that he doesn't want to show his imperfections. And so he's like, I'm not. I was like, do you want to pick the hooves? He goes, nope. I'm not going to do that. He doesn't want to do something that he
he's not good
knows
at?
he's not going to be good at. And so I noticed that with the horses. Like I want
So
him-
he'd be really pissed if you surprised him with a challenge.
Perfect. Let's
Yes.
do it.
You
Let's do
have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it before this episode comes out. We have to do it
I
like-
think that's why JC is so successful on the public eye side of things.
Yeah.
Where he's on TV or on the radio, whatever it is. He's always doing something that he has experience in, that he looks good doing in.
Yes.
And that, when you think of JC, you think of like that perfect local celebrity, like of
Yeah.
always white teeth, perfect
JC
hair,
is the Ryan
well
Seacrest of
dressed.
Las Vegas.
He is.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Yes.
It's funny when
The one time that he showed a picture of Ryan Seacrest and him, I was like, oh, that's your role model. Got it.
yeah.
100%.
It was
He
funny.
is.
The first time I met JC, and this is turned into a JC themed
Love that.
episode, which is
Appreciation
okay. We all up JC appreciation episode.
Get my kids in here. They're obsessed with
I made that joke to JC. I said, "Oh, it's the Ryan Seacrest of Las Vegas." He did not laugh at all. He gave no emotion to it, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I touched the nerve." so I never
I feel
brought
like
that
he
up
would love
again.
that.
He
I
does.
thought he would too.
Just to buy a horse, how much does a horse cost?
A
nowadays?
decent horse in the sport that what we do today, I would say average. If you went to the horse show, there's going to be some that are much less and some that are much more, all the way up to a couple million. But if you went and lined up, so like this week, there's a horse show going on in Palm Springs in Thermal, California. There's 1,200 horses there.
for you to buy.
They're not all for sale.
Just
Some
competing.
that are
Okay.
just competing.
Okay.
I would say your average horse, if you average them all out, there is probably $150,000.
$150,000 for a horse.
Just to buy.
That's
Just
more
to
than
buy.
a car.
Are you able
Can you
to
finance them?
lease?
Yeah,
are
you
able-
can
finance
lease.
them?
You can lease them.
People,
lease.
people do home equity line of credit. People do all kinds of stuff. You can lease. A lease is usually like between a third and half of the purchase price for 1 year.
So I own 2 and I am leasing a third. And so I had to pay a lump sum of money to lease this horse. And then
And then you have nothing at the end.
you have nothing at the end. But here's the thing why I like it is I have 2 that I need to retire because they're my children. And so I'm always going to have them. They live to like 25, 30 years old. And so you have to think about the longevity of like
How old is Contact?
Contact is going to be 19 this month.
So he has to be retired soon.
No.
Oh,
Never.
Yeah, no,
Never.
no. I would
Contact
say-
will work until he dies.
No, I think because they'll tell you Contact he feels incredible. Like he feels so awesome right now. He's not. I am not ready to retire him, but I think probably in a couple years. But the monthly cost, it's like not only, okay, yes, you have to pay the lump sum of money to buy a horse, but it's a monthly. And
It's a mortgage.
To feed them.
so I pay around $3,000 per horse.
Why would
All
you
in.
have more than one horse at a time?
More
It's-
time in the saddle because
yeah.
I
That
love
ball
it.
is huge.
You get a lot better.
You do
Like,
like
especially when they're kids that are trying to like go up the ranks and stuff, you notice a huge difference between the kids that have one horse because you figure you can only jump your horse 2, maybe 3 times a week if you're jumping lower. And then when you go to the horse show, especially once you're over like a meter, you only get 1 class per day because you want to protect their legs and keep them sound and keep them happy and healthy to do their job. So a kid who has 1 horse gets to go to the horse show and compete for about 90 seconds a day with 1 horse. So the kids who get to go do that 3 and 4 times have a huge advantage.
Can you make money doing what you do now, or is this strictly for your just enjoyment and your hobbies and your
well, yeah, there's a
personal side?
whole profession around the equestrian world. I mean, you think of trainers, people that own barns, that people that sell horses. I think,
But it's not a money-making venture. For
No, you don't
almost
get
any-
into
None
it
of
for
you are in
money.
this to make money.
No.
You're in it
It's
'cause you love it.
passion.
it's passion, just like the podcast, passion.
I just say
It's all
really
about passion.
original.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure to check out 3 Stride Podcast every Tuesday and follow them on
Tuesday.
all socials at 3 Stride Pod.
See you next Tuesday.
What's that?
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
I
Why
like
do you-
that.
See you next Tuesday.
We know one of those.
That was good. Thank you, ladies, and we'll be right back with Jonny Hazard.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh,
That's good.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Heather, I'm excited for this. I'm very excited. You know,
You love when we have musical guests.
when we have musical performers on, like we do today, I get really stoked for it
You do.
because it helps us kind of differentiate and stand out from any other show or any other podcast that's out there.
3 Stride Girls, did you hear that?
we're gonna start getting musical guests.
Perfect.
3 Stride Girls are gonna
Laura
get
has
their,
connect. She'll get like, Daughtry to come in here. So
I can't compete with Daughtry, American Idol Daughtry. But today we have Jonny Hazard on. Johnny, you look great. Thank you so much for coming on. I love that jacket, by the way.
Thanks.
Where'd you get that?
At Mandalay Bay. Yeah, might have had a couple drinks that night. I may or may not have walked in there with a whiskey. And,
and they're like, that guy is gonna buy whatever we tell him to buy.
That's
But
what happened.
it was a good purchase.
yeah.
So how long have you been in the music scene in total?
Oh, well, when I was 14, I left home and I started playing music on the sidewalk on Las Vegas Boulevard, and that's
Really?
kind of where it all started.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, I bought a Yamaha at a pawn shop for $40.
Mm-hmm.
Made $100,000 with that guitar. So yeah, so I 14, so what, I'm 34, 20 years
That's crazy.
performing.
That's exciting.
That's awesome.
Learning covers for people, type of thing. So,
Michael Richter was our first performer that we had on, and afterwards, I asked him, "Are there any other people that you'd recommend that you think would be a great fit for it?" And you were one of the first names that came to mind.
I love Mike.
He's such a great dude.
Yeah.
He's so
very
down to earth.
talented.
So I've been following you on social media since this happened. I haven't seen you perform live yet, so I'm really excited about this.
Here we go.
But you're gonna do a few songs for us today, right?
Sir.
All right. We'll start us off with the first one. What are you gonna perform?
I think that's the one you wanted to hear, which is Nights in White Satin.
I love this song by the Moody Blues, but when I heard Johnny's version of it, it blew my mind, and I probably am responsible for a majority of the views of this.
You're
post
just rewatching it over and over again.
countless times.
At least someone's out there watching it. You know?
Can
Here
I just
am.
say, Andrew, you're so egotistical.
I'm egotistical.
Look at the giant fucking photo of you.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Of
I
Grand Theft Auto looking Andrew.
didn't even know that was there. There I am, son of a gun.
I need one of those. Give it to your guy.
We're gonna get a Jonny Hazard poster right on the other side
That's so funny, Andrew.
there. All right, so Nights of White Satin, a cover from the Moody Blues by, of course, Jonny Hazard.
I get a little more level in there, I think. Yes. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, meaning to send. beauty I've always missed. These eyes before, just what the truth is. Can't say anymore, but I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. Gazing at people, saw 'em hand in hand. Just what I'm going through, you can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts that cannot defend. Just what you wanna be, you'll be in the end. But I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed, these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. But I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. Oh, oh, how I love you.
Jonny. Wow.
Andrew's like, I invited him here so I can get an actual recording of him performing that so I can just replay that.
Just over and over and over again. Dare I say, I like that version better than the Moody Blues. Jonny, you killed that, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I
You
love that
came
song.
in with a bunch of equipment. Explain to us what you're playing with here.
So, how this works, and some folks, you don't have headphones, so you can't really hear the magic of it. Maybe we can figure
Here,
it out.
I'll let them borrow
Or
it.
something. But, so, I'll do like... Got that going back over and over again with my foot, right? So I can add a little drum beat to it. Bass. Just kind of go over it, and then you can start singing or doing whatever you want to do. The possibilities are endless now with this technology. So basically, yeah, the pedal board is the key.
How on earth do you learn that? How long did that take you?
20 years.
Oh, yeah.
20 years.
No, I've been looping since I met Ben Carey.
Oh, you know Ben.
Very well. Yeah, I used to work with him a lot. And,
Oh, that's so funny.
And Peter Love and all those guys. And they were like, you really have to you're gonna have to loop or do something because we want to book you at these rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started learning, and then Dan Fester was a huge help. Shout out to Dan Fester.
Shout out to Dan Fester.
Great looper. And then just all the guys, man, everyone in town. I just started kind of taking little pieces from what they're doing and do my own thing.
You kind of create your own band, your one-man band right there.
Yeah.
One-man band.
Do you
Super fun.
Do you perform in bands too, or do you just do a solo act?
Yeah, I have a bunch of. I mean, I know all the musicians in town, so I can throw together a super group
Yeah.
at a moment's notice.
There you go.
Yeah.
You said you left home around 14. Were you born and raised in Vegas, or where are you from?
Yep.
Yeah, born and raised.
Oh man, there's so many of us.
So many born and raised.
Yep. Sierra Vista, Durango, and Spring Valley High School.
Love that.
Because my mom was moving around a lot, so I was switching schools. I dropped out real quick.
Did you?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, no, I'm good.
So from a young age, you knew you wanted to be in
I
music.
knew I was going to do music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why go to school if you don't need that? I dropped out of college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like no point in, you know,
No.
I didn't even think about college. I was like, what am I going to waste my money to learn how to play a G chord? No. I already know how. Look at that. I've never taken a lesson or anything like that. I just learned just by doing it.
Just
so.
trial and error and just trying over and over again?
Yeah, I think I had some natural talent for sure because within like, I think inside of like 3 to 6 weeks, I knew like 40 songs.
Yeah.
Just playing everything. So.
That's crazy.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first true love was Sublime.
Love that.
So,
Oh yay.
yeah, Bradley. And
Bradley.
Then, the Chili Peppers.
Oh, good for you.
And then I love country music. I love old country. I like this new stuff, Tyler Childers and whatnot, and Sturgill, and you know, a lot of country.
Is that mostly what you perform now? These days?
Nowadays, I definitely lean towards southern rock and country, but at the same time, I mean, I do medleys. I'm gonna play you guys a medley of Doobie Brothers and Ice Cube.
Rock and roll.
All right, so this is a 1970s classic rock mixed with 90s West Coast hip hop, and just to give you a taste of what I kind of do live. Build me a raft, she's ready for floating. Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. Catfish are jumping, that paddle wheel thumping. Black water keep rolling on past just the same. Oh, black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gonna keep on shining on me. Black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gonna keep on shining on me. Black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gotta keep on shining on me. Keep shining your light, yeah, you make everything. Pretty mama gonna make everything alright. Ain't got no worries, I ain't in no hurry at all. Rains, I don't care, don't make no difference for me. Take that streetcar that's going uptown. Yeah, and I like to hear some funky Dixieland and dance a honky tonk. Yeah, I'll be buying everybody drinks all around. Yeah, oh, black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gonna keep on shining on me. Black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gonna keep on shining on me. Black water keep on rolling. Mississippi moon gotta keep on shining on me. Keep on shining your light, yeah, you make everything. Pretty mama gonna make everything alright. Ain't got no worries, ain't in no hurry at all. To hear some funky Dixieland, pretty mama gonna take you by the hand, by the hand. Take you by the hand, pretty mama gonna dance with your daddy all night long. Hear some funky Dixieland, pretty mama gonna take you by the hand, by the hand. I'll take you by the hand, pretty mama, dance with your daddy all night long. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dogs, no smogging. Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't pick out. And finally got a call from a girl that I wanna dig out. Hooked it up later as I hit the drop, thinking will I live another 24? Now I got to go cause I got me a drop top, but if I hit the switch, I could make the ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacker in sight. Everything was alright. I got a beat from Kim and she could go all night. I called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which court is y'all playing basketball? Get me on a court and I'm trouble. Last week messed around and got a triple-double. Freaking homies every way like MJ. I can't believe that today was a good day. I gotta say it was a good day. It's some funky Dixieland. Pretty mama, I'm gonna take you by the hand. By the head, I take you by the hand. Pretty mama, dance with your daddy all night long. Dance with your daddy all night long.
John,
Sample of that one.
how do you figure out that those two mesh so well together?
At the gigs, I just people walk up and they're like, "Play Ice Cube," and I'm
Right.
like, that'll work.
Yeah. And where do you perform here?
So
in town?
right now, let's see. Sunday nights, which not tonight because they have low occupancy, is Rio
Okay.
at Lapa Lounge.
Okay.
Monday nights at Aria.
Wait, is that the middle bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have Sunday residency there. I'm just starting it.
Nice.
And then Mondays at Aria. Been there for 4 or 5 months now. Tuesdays, sometimes MGM, but I'm trying to keep that one off. And then Wednesdays I have off. Got to have a day off.
Of course, I would expect so.
Have to have a day off. I tried not, like I did, I think I had 3 days off in December. It doesn't work. It's so
That's
hard.
tough, man.
It's so hard on your voice, on your psyche, everything. So yeah, and then Thursdays, Container Park, 4 to 7 right now. That's daytime shift. And then Fridays at Mandalay Bay, Saturdays at MGM Grand, Whiskey Down.
That's
do you,
awesome.
Do you have an manager or an agent that helps you set these up, or this is all
Work
you?
with many agents,
you?
and I'd of course prefer to just do my own company,
Sure.
but you have to pay your dues. So I work with many agents. And they,
How-
they take the little cut. And,
I bet they do.
yeah, and they send a little email.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool though. I mean, they're good. They're good guys. So.
I mean, and you've been in the industry for so long. You've been in Vegas for so long that I'm sure your network is giant.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You know a lot of people.
I
A lot of
need to
people know
use
you.
that more because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people. It's cool.
Do you turn your brain off when you're performing? Like, does all just come out of your mouth when you're? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Mainly,
Yeah.
I don't think about much when I'm playing. It's nice.
I get that. Heather, what's your thing? What's your thing that you do when you just start talking? You don't really think about what you're doing.
Oh no, I think about it and then I cry about it as soon as the mic goes off.
Oh, on radio?
Yeah. That's why, like, when I'm in bad moods, you will get a bad radio show because I cannot hold my emotions.
You wear your emotions on your sleeve.
I am really good now at doing a break and crying and then stopping crying to do a break and then crying again.
How often do you cry?
A lot. When you're alone in that studio, I've been doing this for 15 fucking years. When you're alone in that studio, you hear a sad song like Adele singing to you, and all of a sudden you're just like,
Just let it out.
just let it out.
Is it
Why
lonely?
are you guys laughing? I could probably pull breaks that you would never know that I was crying when I did the show. It's happened. Actually, I think it's really funny. One time I was arguing with someone on the phone and I was crying to them. And I stopped arguing and crying, and I went down and I went, Mix 84.1, da 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 da. And then I went back on the phone, and they're like, "Are you fake crying to me right now?" I'm like, "No, this is real. I just know how to turn it off really quick."
Is it lonely for you, Johnny, when you're performing solo and you're practicing at home alone and you're doing all these things? Do you find yourself lonely when you're doing this?
No.
No.
I think more so like, being a homeless 14-year-old and playing on the sidewalk, and most people ignore you, and they're like, they walk by and they're like, "Don't look at him, honey.
Really?
It's a homeless guy."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm a kid. What the
All right.
Like, and first of all, I'm playing music, like whatever. But that would have been like the more you get used to that right away. And then nowadays, it's like I work the crowd immediately. Like I become friends with everybody in the room immediately.
With being homeless at 14 and being, working your way up and hustling, Does any of this come into your songwriting at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can play you some songs that definitely speak to that, and just to, you know, kind of like how we live in the greatest, most amazing place in the world, like United States of America. And I know there's other great places in the world that I've never been to, but
Sure.
Man, this place is so full of opportunity, and to be even just born here is such a lottery ticket that you can't. It's just amazing.
Well said.
Mean, it really is. Like, especially Vegas. I mean, just to be born here, like not born here. I was born in California, but to move here when I was 6 months old and just grow up here, it's a great place.
Really, really impressed and proud of that story of how you went from there to where you're here today.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought a house, and I'm the only person in my family that owns real estate. So.
Look at that.
Crazy. I've been paying a mortgage for 1 year.
Wow.
Welcome to the mortgage club.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's kind of cool to know that your money's going towards something versus nothing.
Yeah, interest.
Yeah.
It's the government.
Johnny, what else are you going to do for us today?
Let's see. An original.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll sing one that I wrote. This is for both my girl and then my daughter. I mean, it's kind of both their song at this point. It's called Lullaby. If I had the time, burning days, if I had to fight for the songs to play, wait up at the station, passing time, little meditation, high state of mind. Oh, the moon burns bright, will it light our path tonight? Yeah, it's gonna be alright. Sleep sound at night, it's your lullaby, it's your lullaby. If I had the money, burning piles, it sounds funny, but it's all in line. If I played forever, if I sang out loud, that I found a treasure higher than the clouds. Oh, the moon burns bright, will it light our path tonight? Yeah, and it'll be alright. Sleep sound at night, it's your lullaby, it's your lullaby. 1,000 miles we've gone wandering. Yeah, it seems there's no end in sight, and I can't help keep from wondering if we'll end up there tonight. If I had the time, burning days, if I'd had to fight for these songs to play.
That was beautiful. That was gorgeous.
And that's one of my songs. So that's
I love
a
that.
slower one that I wrote. So
Who is that to? Or
that's to my girl.
Yeah.
We've been together about 12 years. So it'll be 13 years this Thanksgiving.
that's incredible.
And
Did
I got
you
married.
win her over with your singing? Did you serenade her? Is that what
I mean,
happened?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, isn't that
That will get any girl.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. Johnny, where can people see more of you?
Facebook, Instagram, JONNY, Jonny, no H, Hazard on Facebook, and then Jonny Hazard Music on Instagram. I think TikTok, it's just Jonny Hazard. I try to avoid that.
It's okay. TikTok will be banned. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think they're banning that soon, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're good.
I have like no followers on there, so.
Johnny, you were incredible. Thank you so much for working around your schedule. I know you're a very busy man, one of the busiest men in Vegas right now.
Today was perfect.
But I'm glad, it worked out.
It worked out
It
perfect.
worked out flawlessly.
Yeah.
Jonny Hazard, everybody, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you. Where are you going, Heather? Heather is gone. She had to go use the restroom. Every Tuesday, or Hey Big Head Show. Follow us, and we'll see you then. Bye. Tuesdays. We're Tuesday. John, you killed it, dude.